The Knicks are going to be there as well, although they still waiting to get a coach. Mike Brown appears to be the front runner since he's getting a second interview. You know, I take back what I said when they fired Tibbs, that they must have known who they were getting. Unless they truly thought they were getting Jason Kidd, this hasn't gone well, hasn't gone as scripted. And they reached out to Dawn Staley, South Carolina head coach. I'm sure she was flattered by that. But if I'm Dawn Staley, I don't take the Knicks job. You got a great situation there with South Carolina. Now, could it be one of those landmark decisions where you want to coach the Knicks? Coach in the NBA? Yeah, I thought Becky Hammonds was going to get the San Antonio Spurs job a couple of years ago. I thought Pop would step to the side and allow that to happen. But I don't know if Dawn Staley, Dawn Staley runs the ship there in South Carolina. You lose control. A lot of these coaches can't coach in the NBA because they're control freaks. In college, you get to control, or at least you used to be able to control everything. Now you go to the NBA and you're like, there are teams that guys don't even show up for practice. And there are guys who probably don't get to play that much, but there are guys that don't show up for practice, which may sound crazy, but the coach may not have a problem with it because they're not going to play, and so what? Like, you just can't have that. Shai Gilgeous is going to make $1 million a game at some point during this new contract. $1 million a game. Because he plays around 70 games, so he's going to make $71 million in a couple of years. You're going to get to the point where somebody's making $100 million in a season in the NBA. Not too far away. And if I'm Dawn Staley, as much as I'd love to be that first, I don't know if I want to deal with the NBA. You had Jay Wright at Villanova. He wasn't interested in the Knicks. Coach K flirted with the Lakers years ago. Danny Hurley. Danny Hurley is not suited for the NBA. IQ-wise, he is, but temperament, dealing with these guys go ballistic if they lose 5 games. You could lose 5 games in 2 weeks. Can't deal with that. But Mike Brown appears to be the front runner with the Knicks, and I don't think they really had a game plan. The game plan was we're firing Tibbs, and from what I was told, that decision was made before the playoffs started. It was, hey, because they didn't think they were going to go far. And then all of a sudden, hey, we beat Boston. Hey, Cleveland's out. Hey, we can beat Indiana until you couldn't. And then all of a sudden, it's like, it's almost like, good thing we lost to the Pacers, or we could have had Tibbs there in the NBA Finals. Then what do you do? Yes, Marvin.
But with Dawn Staley, this is a good Knicks team. This isn't like David Fizdale going to the Knicks where they're just trying to,
You had a coach who went to the Eastern Conference Finals who got fired.
I know, but the thing about Dawn Staley, if she goes there and she has success, she'll be all right. But even if she doesn't, she has her pick of the litter in college basketball, and she can always go back.
Yeah, but she has her pick. She has the place where she wants to be.
But then if she gets fired from the Knicks, she can go to UConn after Gino retires. Maybe that was self-serving. Sorry.
Yeah. I can't imagine. Well, it's the Knicks, and I wouldn't want to deal with that kind of ownership where Tibbs, okay, what was the complaint about Tibbs? Oh, he works them too hard. Have you seen Dawn Staley coach? I mean, it's like Pat Summitt. She could have coached the men's team. Absolutely. But you can't sit there and say, well, don't work us too hard. We want to be fresh for the playoffs. I don't know if Dawn Staley knows how to coach any different than she does at South Carolina. In fact, you probably coach less when you go to the NBA. Yeah, Paulie.
I agree totally with what you're saying, that Dawn Staley is in a great position. However, the significance and impact historically of being the first ever women's head basketball coach in the NBA would be something I think culturally or historically, whatever word you want to use, she couldn't pass up. She'd be remembered for generations. Mm-hmm. And it'd be almost like she would almost have to have internal and external pressure to take it.
Yeah, but I don't know what her goals are. It feels like what she's doing now at South Carolina, she's trying to win national championships there, developing these women there. It's a great program. She's been successful everywhere she's gone. She's a Hall of Famer. But I can't imagine. I mean, it's nice that the Knicks did reach out. I would interview as many people as possible. If I'm an owner and I have an opening, I would bring in as many people as possible because I want you to tell me about my team. Doesn't cost anything. It's free. Come in. I want to interview you. Tell me what you see. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you would do. And I don't know why more teams don't do this. Yes, Marv.
But I think the beauty about the Knicks right now, this isn't your dad's Knicks, where James Dolan was just ruling everything with an iron fist. They have Leon Rose. They have a really good front office right now. And you've seen that with the success that the Knicks have had lately.
What happened? What happened? It went to James Dolan, and James Dolan made the decision to fire Tom Thibodeau. Leon Rose was Thibodeau's agent. He didn't care. Although he did get his coach a contract extension last year, so he got him paid. He did his job. Everybody got paid. But all of a sudden, ownership comes in. And then hey, just to remind you, I'm the owner. We're going to get rid of this guy. But if you think Dawn Staley would come in and coach the Knicks and not work these guys hard, now maybe she plays the bench a little more, but well, she couldn't play them any less, I don't think. I mean, it's nice that they did reach out, and I don't know if she took an interview, but hey, she's a great coach. Pat Summitt could have coached in the men's team. Becky Hammond, she was an assistant with the Spurs for a long time.